is we all having one common religion together, which is the religions of peace, loving kindness, and compassion. That has nothing to do with the actual temple that we need, right? The temple is already in our head, in our mind. So we are worshiping these religions every day because we need peace, right? We need to love each other more. And that is why when we see something that is about peace, we all coming out for it, join with it, support it, because we know the benefits of it. And we know how suffer we are already. So we want to get out all those sufferings. But how can we do that? This is the question that is been so long that we don't have an answer. Sometimes we have a peaceful moment, peaceful day, and it's fragile. Quickly, easily, if something happened, somebody say something to us, it's fragile right away. It's because we are not mindful. It's because we are not loving ourselves enough. We keep on pushing ourselves to the mud. Because we always react when the world throwing lemons at us. And this world will not stop throwing lemons at us. So how much energy do we have left to continue reacting on things coming to our life? We don't have that much energy. Ask ourselves. Back then, myself, I do a lot of landscaping at the temple. I carry heavy stuff, rocks. For myself, versus couple guys, I do a lot of heavy things. But now, carrying this rope with all these pins, and sheriff and mayor just added more pins on my rope. They proudly to added more weight to my rope. And my 2 bags on the shoulders, it wear me out every day. It's heavy. And my back is hurting. It's not like when we're still young, right? And look at us. Back then we still run, we can do a lot of things. And now we walk slowly, and now we have to be extra careful when carrying things. We are not young anymore. We getting older and older, aging. We suffer with this. We suffer with this. But we didn't realize that. So we don't have much energy left. We don't know when is our turn to leave this world. We really don't. So are we waiting for that moment to come while we don't have anything for ourselves? I'm not talking about material. We can have a really fancy house, a lot of things in our house at home. But then, what about our mind? Because material cannot carry with us. We'll have to leave everything behind when we die. But only the things that will come with us and follow us life after life, which is our karma, which is our wholesome deeds. The thing that we have purified, let go of all those things in our mind and have a clear mind, have a beautiful mind and better mind to live with us, to come with us to our next life. For most of us, not Buddhism. A lot of us here are not Buddhism, and we are not talking about Buddhism. But in our belief, that is not the end. That is not the end. That is why the populations keep rising and rising. Right? So whatever we do in life, whatever we have right now, If we can live peacefully, we will have a better life next life. If we are not, then our future life will be terrible because it will carry on. So in order for us to know our future life, look at what we are doing right now. That will tell us our future life. So we should only create wholesome deeds, not unwholesome. But in this life, because of materials, because of living, we chase after things and we tend to forget ourselves a lot, most of the time. And so we are not mindful enough. That is why when things happen, we always react so quickly. And the more we react, the more suffer we are. That just adds more weight to our mind. Right? In our life, we added a lot of things, unwholesome things into our mind. Just like this tree right here. These trees, plants right here. No leaves. We see no leaves, right? So the tree during the regular season, it has all kind of energies to support, to grow a lot of leaves. Is that right? The maple tree, same thing. And give us colorful colors, leaves, so that we can see. And at the winter, right now, this is winter, look around us, all these trees are already shedded. No more leaves. Shedded all those leaves to conserve the energies for the next season, which is spring. It look like it's died, but it's not. Look like have no energy at all, but it's not. Deep inside of that tree, it has full of energy in there because right now it's conserving all those energy to prepare themselves to give more leaves, to give more colors during the spring and fall season. Same thing like us. The tree knowing when to shed the leaves, but we don't. We collect a lot of things to our head, to our mind, but we don't know when to shed it all. When to let it go. We keep on adding more to it. Adding more to it each and every day. And we don't know how to let it go. That is why we suffer. That is why we drain our energy. Not like the tree. We should be like the tree. Know when to spread that energy out to bear leaves and flowers, and know when to shed it all to conserve those energies for themselves. We should be like that. All those undesirable things in our life, all those hatred, angers, delusion, greedy things, we should know when is enough, when we need to let it go. We all want to have a peaceful life. Nobody wants to have a struggling life. It's just that we don't know how to do this. And it's been so long that all of us talking about peace and things like that, but we really don't know how and where to start. And so this is the time where I see myself for the last 3 years. For the last 3 years, and I'm now 17 years of ordination to become a monk. 17 years. After 17 years, I thought about this a lot. But for the last 3 years, especially during the pandemic, COVID-19, I have seen so much sufferings around me and wherever that I travel around the world for disaster relief with my foundation. And a lot of students, a lot of people came to the temple to see me and talk and ask for help because they have depression. After seeing all that, and I told myself, I really want to do something to support more people out there, not just a small community, not just staying at this temple to serve the small community. And I have lived with that mind, with that thought for almost 3 years before I take on this journey. And when I took on this journey, for all of you to come out to support this mission, it tells me that I have done the right thing. It tells me that all of us need help, even myself. Seeing you suffer, I suffer. Seeing you cry, I cry. I'm just one person just like you are. It's just that somehow I cannot bear those feelings when I see so much people suffering around me. And while I am a Buddhist monk, I just stay there and then teach a little bit for the small community, and I couldn't do the thing that I really want to do. And somehow now I be able to stand in front of so many people to deliver the message like this. I feel grateful, and I thank for all of you to giving me this chance to share what I practice, what I gained in my life after practicing mindfulness meditation. And I have told a lot of the audience, how many of us can focus on that beating, heartbeat? Okay. This is the time whenever things happen like this, we should do something, right? Beside being panicked or looking around and around, because we cannot do anything to help. But there's one thing that we could help, which is stay calm and do something like breathing, feeling your heartbeat and things like that to support. With that energy is help a lot. If you can feel the energies, with the energies of calmness, of mindfulness, of everybody together, it helps a lot. And now that come to the peace that I mentioned. If we do that every day, in this world we do that every day, our day will be at peace first. Our family also will be at peace by seeing us happy and peaceful every day. If they are looking at us stressful, they will also be stressful too. Okay? So this mission is require all of us to work together. Not just the monk. Remember that. Now that you have stated that to this universe that today is going to be my peaceful day, it is time that we have to work through it throughout the day. How can we work through it throughout the day? We have to be mindful on everything that we do. We have to be mindful on everything that we do, even the very little things in our life. We have to be mindful with it. And one thing at a time. Do not multitask anymore. How many of us here are multitask? All of us. We are multitasking ourselves, and that is why we don't have a concentration. Because the mind only can pick up one object at a time. If you eat and watch movie at the same time, if our eyes is stronger by the movie in front of us, we don't know what we are eating. Okay, this is serious about this right here. We don't know what we are eating if our eye is on something else. Just like earlier, the ambulance, I talk. Your ear probably can hear some voice, but your eyes are not at me. Your eye were at that ambulance. That is sidetrack. We are not paying attention to the talk. That's how we always get ourselves sidetracked. We always been sidetracked. Always. We do this thing and somebody call, we have to leave that thing and go to that thing right away. Quickly, just like that. That is why we lose our memories, and that is why we cannot focus. And that is why the student now, they cannot study. Because of being sidetracked. Too much thing in our head. So now that we need to stop doing multitask, but focus in one thing at a time. Okay? One thing at a time. Eat, mindfully eat. Finish eating, you can watch movie. Focus on that watching movie. And now that you go to the bathroom, focus in that bathroom. Why you always laugh when I talk about the bathroom? You love it, huh? Because you can go to the bathroom and talk with your lovers. Your cell phone. Always brought your lover to the restroom and talk. I don't know why. Mindful with that. Mindful with cooking. Mindful with listening. Mindful with reading. Who's in here that actually can read 1 hour by focusing in that reading without any sidetrack? Quite a bit right here. Okay, so when you read, where's your lover? Where did you leave your lover? Your cell phone. I'm talking about your cell phone. In the pocket? Well, if you read right here, the book's in front of you and your lover's right beside it, you will be sidetracked right away. When that your lover's bright up or like vibrate with some message coming in, you get yourself sidetracked, right? So we need to change our the way we live, okay? By doing only one thing at a time, please. This is how you support yourself to be mindful. After that, before bed, 1 hour before bed, please, no lovers, but breathing. Breathing is what you really need 1 hour before bed. Otherwise, you cannot go to sleep because your lover will bring a lot of things to your life and you become stressful more. Okay? In the morning when you wake up, repeat the same process. Today is going to be my peaceful day, and live with that throughout your day. This is how we should live in this world nowadays. Don't chase after it anymore. Okay? Can we do this?
Yes.
Can we support this mission by walking together?
Yes.
In spirit?
Yes.
Please don't walk with the monk when we start walking after lunch, okay? After this. In spirit, we need to practice this every day. So just imagine that. Just one simple statement. Today is going to be my peaceful day, and all people in this world, spread that to the universe. The universe will receive it and shower back down with love and kindness and compassion and peace. That is when the world will be at peace, will be a better place for all beings to live. This is how you support together. This is how we bring world peace. Any question? Okay, if we don't have any questions, our venerable monks are also waiting for me to finish as well. So thank you so much everyone for coming out and support. May you all be well, be happy, and be peaceful. And then when you go home, please be mindful when driving, because we also walking. And plus, going home is your test. Getting out of this area also your test. Okay? Because there will be people pushing. There will be people trying to get out early. So if you are out of patience, your peace will be fragile. Remember that. So be mindful on you. Let us all practice that together. So our venerable monks will pass out the peace bracelet to all of you. And if you received one already, please make a way out for the people at the back to come. And please don't ask for pictures at this time because we have a lot of people and we still have 14 miles to walk after this. Thank you, everyone. Are we at peace right now? Are we really are? How many hours for us to get here? This morning, how many hours? Couple hours to get here? 17. 24 hours. Wow. Well, I believe that there's a lot of people from different states coming in, and I also flew from California and many other states that they came and talked with me. Florida, thank you so much for all the love. You know what? This mission is really brought all of us together. Do you think so?
Yeah.
We are here different. We have a lot of things different here. Backgrounds, faith, belief, skin colors, language, everything. A lot of things different. But then we be able to come out here together in this cold weather to support each other, to show love. This is something that is so beautiful in this century. Because we've been living with so much sufferings in our life for so long. And somehow I decided to take on this journey, walk for peace. And then somehow it just brought everyone together like this. To me, this is very meaningful, and this will carry on for the rest of my life. Because for all of us here, we are strangers to each other. But somehow we just end up here together like this. So I call this is like once in a lifetime. Is that right? Once in a lifetime we can meet each other like this, and we definitely have a connection with each other. And now that we don't have to separate all of us anymore, we can live together happily and peacefully. Because this is something that all human beings and all beings need at this time. And of course, not just only this time, but for the rest of our life. And for the many future generations to come as well. So what we are doing now, today, is to prepare a better place for our future generation to live. And of course, that's going to be ourselves as well. Because we will continue this journey until we finish it. And so peace is something that all beings are looking for. All human beings are worshipping it every day. Why I say we worshipping it? Beside all those religions that we are practicing, Buddhism, Christianity, Catholic, Hindu, Taoism, all those religions in this world, and we should feel grateful because we have so many different religions in this world to serve all the beings, to serve all human beings, because different people, different mindset, different point of view, right? So we are grateful and lucky that we have different faith, different religions that match with our belief in this world. But throughout all those religions, all the teachers are teaching us how to live peacefully, how to become a better person in this society. And then at the end,
there is a universal sanctuary that belongs to every single one of us, a place of quiet refuge that requires no membership, no specific theology, and no physical walls. We spend so much of our lives searching for this sanctuary in the external world. We look for it in the perfect job, the ideal relationship, the dream house, or the right combination of material comforts, hoping that once we arrange the pieces of our lives just right, we will finally feel at rest. Yet, the profound truth of our human experience is that the temple of peace, loving kindness, and compassion is already built. It exists entirely within our own minds. We are, in our own chaotic and fumbling ways, constantly yearning for this religion of peace. Every time we seek out comfort, every time we rally for a good cause, every time we feel a pang of empathy for a neighbor, we are practicing this universal faith. We know, deeply and intimately, how much we suffer in the modern world. We feel the friction of daily life, the exhaustion of constant striving, and the heavy ache of a society that often feels fractured. We desperately want to step out of this current of suffering, but we are frequently at a loss for how to do it. We might string together a few peaceful moments, perhaps a quiet Sunday morning or a fleeting hour of contentment, but these moments are incredibly fragile. The moment the world intrudes, the moment someone says an unkind word, cuts us off in traffic, or delivers bad news, our peace shatters like thin glass. This fragility is not a personal failure. It is simply what happens when we live without mindfulness, when we move through the world on autopilot, absorbing every shock without an anchor to hold us steady. We are, quite simply, exhausted by our own reactivity. Life is relentlessly complicated, and the world will never stop throwing lemons at us. There will always be a crisis, an irritation, an unexpected bill, or a sharp disagreement. When our default mode is to react defensively or aggressively to every single lemon, we deplete our life force. We end up pushing ourselves into the mud, failing to offer ourselves the basic grace of self-love. Imagine carrying a heavy rope over your shoulders, and with every slight, every worry, and every burden, someone pins another heavy weight to that rope. We carry the expectations of our jobs, the anxieties of our culture, and the unresolved pain of our pasts. Over time, this invisible weight wears us down. We may have once felt vibrant, capable of running through life with boundless energy, but as the years pass and the burdens accumulate, we begin to shuffle. Our spiritual backs ache. We do not realize how much we are carrying until we are entirely drained, left with very little energy to engage with the beauty of the present moment. We hoard our resentments, our fears, and our attachments, waiting for some mythical future moment when everything will finally settle down. But life is fleeting, and our material possessions, the fancy houses, the accumulated objects, cannot travel with us beyond this life. The only thing we truly keep, the only thing that shapes our ongoing journey, is the quality of our mind and the wholesome actions we cultivate. If our minds are cluttered and heavy now, our experience of life will remain a struggle. To change our future, we must look honestly at the heavy, unwholesome things we are holding on to right now. To understand how to release this immense weight, we need only look out the window at the natural world, specifically at the quiet, profound wisdom of a tree in winter. During the spring and summer, a maple tree bursts with life, expending vast amounts of energy to grow vibrant green leaves, providing shade, beauty, and sustenance. It gives and gives, interacting dynamically with the sun and the rain. But as the air turns cold and the daylight wanes, the tree does something remarkable. It does not cling to its leaves. It does not try to force green life into the freezing winter air. Instead, it allows the leaves to turn brilliant colors and fall to the ground. It sheds what it no longer needs. To the untrained eye, a barren winter tree might look lifeless, as if it has lost all its power. But deep inside the trunk, sheltered from the frost, the tree is fiercely alive. It is simply conserving its energy, pulling its life force inward to rest, heal, and prepare for the inevitable return of spring. The tree possesses the innate wisdom to know when to extend its energy outward and when to let everything go. We, on the other hand, have forgotten this natural rhythm. We collect endless worries, grievances, and stresses in our minds, and we have entirely forgotten how to shed them. We keep adding to our mental branches day after day, year after year, until we break under the weight of our own refusal to let go. We hold on to anger, delusion, and greed long past their season. If we truly want to live a peaceful life, we must learn to be like the winter tree. We must learn the spiritual art of shedding. We must recognize when our emotional burdens no longer serve us, when we have given enough to a situation, and when it is time to quietly let the dead leaves of our stress fall to the ground so we can preserve our inner energy. The primary reason we struggle so deeply to shed our mental weight is that we are living in an era of profound, relentless distraction. We have lost the ability to be present because we have convinced ourselves that we must be everywhere at once. We are a society addicted to multitasking, believing that doing 3 things poorly is somehow superior to doing 1 thing beautifully. Because we divide our attention so violently, we have lost our power of concentration, and with it, our capacity for deep joy. The human mind is remarkably powerful, but it is designed to truly connect with only one object of attention at a time. Consider the simple act of eating a meal. How often do we sit down to eat while simultaneously watching a screen, answering an email, or scrolling through a feed? When our eyes and minds are captivated by the flashing images of a movie or the scrolling text of an article, we cannot truly taste our food. We chew and swallow on autopilot, entirely disconnected from the nourishment we are receiving. This chronic division of our awareness leaves us feeling scattered and sidetracked. We are constantly abandoning the present moment to chase the next notification, the next distraction, the next loud noise. We even take our smartphones, our modern-day digital lovers, as they are so intimately attached to us, into the bathroom, terrified of facing even 2 minutes of absolute quiet. We read a book, but keep our phones resting right beside us, allowing the subtle vibration of a message to rip us away from a moment of quiet contemplation. This constant state of being pulled in a dozen directions at once is why we feel so anxious, why our memories feel fragmented, and why our minds feel so incredibly heavy. We are starving for peace, yet we refuse to sit still at the banquet. The antidote to this modern sickness is shockingly simple, though it requires immense courage to practice. We must return to doing 1 thing at a time. We must invite ourselves back into the present moment by anchoring our scattered minds to the most fundamental rhythm of our existence, our own breath and our own beating heart. When panic sets in, when the world feels overwhelming and we feel utterly powerless to fix the grand problems of society, we can always return to the quiet rise and fall of our chest. This is not a retreat from the world. It is a way of gathering our strength so we can re-enter the world with clarity. We must intentionally change the architecture of our days. When we eat, we must just eat. When we wash the dishes, we must feel the warm water and just wash the dishes. When we watch a movie, we should give it our full attention. Most importantly, we must fiercely protect the boundaries of our rest. In the golden hour before we go to sleep, we must evict our digital lovers from our bedrooms. Bringing our phones into bed brings the stress, the news, and the chaotic energy of the entire globe into the very space where we are supposed to heal. Instead of scrolling, we must spend that hour breathing, feeling our heartbeat, and consciously releasing the grip of the day. And when we wake, rather than immediately reaching for the screen to see what disasters have occurred overnight, we must set a deliberate intention. We must look at the ceiling, feel the breath in our lungs, and declare to the universe, "Today is going to be my peaceful day." This simple, grounded repetition transforms our physiological state, moving us out of chronic survival mode and into a state of deep, intentional presence. When we commit to this daily practice of cultivating a peaceful mind, something deeply magical begins to happen. Our peace ceases to be a private experience and becomes a profound public service. We are inherently interconnected beings, constantly trading emotional energy with everyone we encounter. If we walk through our homes, our workplaces, and our grocery stores radiating stress, anxiety, and frantic multitasking, we actively contribute to the suffering of those around us. Our families feel our tension, our spouses absorb our irritability, our children mirror our lack of presence. But the inverse is beautifully true. If we tend to our own minds, if we learn to shed our burdens like the winter tree and ground ourselves in the present moment, we become a sanctuary for others. When our family sees us living with a calm, unhurried grace, they unconsciously relax. Our peace becomes a silent permission slip for them to lay down their own heavy burdens. This is how we begin to heal the world. World peace is not a grand, sweeping policy that will be handed down to us from politicians or signed into law. It is a grassroots revolution of the human spirit. It is built in the quiet moments of a Tuesday morning, in the patience we show a frustrating coworker, in the deep listening we offer a friend, and in the refusal to add our own anger to the collective noise. By taking responsibility for the energy we bring into a room, we initiate a ripple effect of compassion that stretches far beyond our immediate circle, altering the future trajectory of our families and communities. This realization brings us to the profound beauty of our shared human journey. We are all pilgrims walking the same long road, yearning for the exact same destination of belonging, safety, and inner quiet. When we look around at our fellow human beings, we see a kaleidoscope of differences, different backgrounds, different skin colors, different languages, and different expressions of faith. But beneath the surface of these beautiful differences lies a singular, unifying truth. We all know what it means to cry, and we all know what it means to suffer. When we strip away the labels and the tribalism, we find that we are profoundly connected. A journey of peace, whether it is a physical walk across the country or the quiet, daily walk through our own lives, requires us to link arms with strangers. It requires us to look at someone whose life looks entirely different from ours and recognize our own reflection in their eyes. This shared intention to practice loving kindness in a world that often feels cold is nothing short of a miracle. It proves that we do not have to live divided. It proves that despite the overwhelming narratives of conflict and despair, the human heart fundamentally wants to love and be loved. As we step out of our quiet moments and back into the noisy rush of our daily lives, perhaps into the frustrating push and pull of a traffic jam or the crowded aisles of a store, we face our ultimate test. The world will try to make our peace fragile again. But if we remember to breathe, if we remember to take just one step at a time, and if we remember that everyone around us is carrying their own heavy, invisible backpack, we can hold our ground. We can walk through this life with an open heart, trusting that when we broadcast the energy of peace, the universe will answer, showering love and compassion right back down upon us all.